Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today I have Louie with me who's getting bored by the minute. Louie, I told you now yawning. Oh my goodness. And as you can hear, I do still have a bit of a sore throat going on and you're gonna probably hear it in the video. So I do apologize for that. But as for the wreath today, we're making a zero fray deco mesh cross wreath using only one roll of 10" by 10 yards deco mesh. That's it, you guys. We're going to make a gorgeous wreath. So you know what? Let's just get started. Let's get started on the supplies for this wreath. First, you're going to need a cat on your table. Then you're going to need some pipe cleaners, one roll of deco mesh that is 10" by 10 yards, some sort of ribbon. This is a vintage ribbon. It's something that got thrifted, so it's nothing you can find, but just find ribbon that will work with your deco mesh. My deco mesh is Ivory. It has lots of gold, and that's why I'm going with this ribbon, because it has gold edging on it. Then I'm matching some florals to go with my ribbon. These are roses, or maybe they're tea roses, but I got them at the Dollar Tree. These are little rose or floral picks. I recommend using picks for this just because it's going to be easier to work with. So whatever craft store you can get a hold of or online, just use a pick that has some greenery in it. It's going to give you the complete picture. You just bring your florals together at the end and it's a lot easier than bringing flowers together. And then if I feel like I need to brighten things up, I got some ivory white florals that I can mix in if I need to. And then of course we're going to need a cross wreath form. This is the one that's from the Dollar Tree. You can cut either in half or 1/3. I'm going to cut into 1/3 and that's going to come pretty close to what I'm going to need, but I just don't like dealing with tails if I don't have to. So that's why I'm just cutting it into 4" strips. As always, when I cut my pipe cleaners, I go down the middle and make a little V, just like that. It's easier to grab. You always know where your center is, and it's just easier to work with. Now for our gorgeous, gorgeous deco mesh. Look at all that gold. I'm going to be cutting it into 10" strips. This deco mesh is 10 yards. As I said, 10 yards is 360 inches. You divide the 360 into the 10 inches because that's how long our little strips are, and you're going to get 36 pieces, which means we're going to work with 36 petals. That's going to be more than enough for our cross wreath. And now I'm just going to go ahead and cut the rest of the deco mesh roll. Now that our deco mesh is cut up, we're going to make petals. It's just a 10 by 10 strip. We're going to bring them together, cut edge to cut edge, and then we're going to gather about inch and a half on the edging, just like that. And we're going to make this a zero fray wreath. We have our petal, and as you can see, because the design of it, the gold in the middle, it's just going to make it so much more prettier. So after I do that, I grab my pipe cleaner and I'm just going to give it 2 tight twists. And we have our petal. If you have any fraying going on, just cut that off. That's just going to get buried in the back of the wreath anyway, and you have a petal. Let's do another one. Just bring it together, cut edge to cut edge, gather it about an inch and a half. Grab our pipe cleaner, 2 tight twists, cut off any fraying, and that's it. You have a little petal. And as you can see, these pipe cleaners, when they're folded like this, you just boomerang them straight onto your little petal. And it's easy, just give it 2 twists in the back. And look at this, just a little preview for you guys. We're going to line them up just like this. And this is going to be such a gorgeous cross wreath. My petals are all done. Let me put them to the side. Let's talk about the wreath form. We're going to divide the wreath form into 6 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 36 petals. 6 times 6 is 36. So in each section, we're going to put 6 petals. I like to always work outside in, so I'm going to take my petal and with my pipe cleaner, I'm going to attach it to the 2 middle rows. And because I made them so short, it's going to be just enough to bring the pipe cleaners together. First petal is attached. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Every time I'm putting the next one on, I'm basically putting it on top of the tail. So I'm just wrapping my pipe cleaner around, and we're going to keep it nice and neat in the back. We have 3 so far. This is going to be beautiful. Don't you like it, Leo? Leo loves it, right, baby? I'm done with the 3 sections on top. Look how gorgeous. And now I'm going to start working from the bottom towards the center. So I'm just going to flip it and start attaching my petals. And I do like attaching from the back and just twist, twist, twist. And my last little petal going in. Now it's time to start decorating it. You can either decorate it where you have kind of a symmetrical look, meaning you have 4 things sticking out like on the corners here. So maybe like 4 flowers and something in the middle, or a symmetric bow, or you can do something asymmetric, which is what I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make 1 loop bows. So I'm going to eye a loop and just kind of see where you want it, see how big you want it. And also before you cut it off, bring in your flowers. See how they're going to look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 loops like this. I'm going to measure them off, cut it to the length that you feel is nice. I did want to mention that this ribbon is 2 5/8 inches, so almost 3 inches. As you see, I zigzagged to make 3 strips of the original length that I measured, and I'm just going to cut dovetails on both sides. Now for a bow, I'm actually going to be attaching these bows separately, meaning I'm going to have 3 separate single loop bows. So I'm just going to fold it in half, and then in half again. I'll find my center, grab a floral wire or a pipe cleaner, and I think half is going to be more than enough because we're just going to attach it to the back. And the reason I'm doing this is you can move it around and manipulate it a little bit easier when they're separate, especially if you have thick ribbon like this one is, just like that. And then I'm going to attach. I'm attaching the bow to one of the 4 intersections on rows 2 and 3, or the middle 2 rows. As you can see, the 6-inch pipe cleaner is just enough. So I'm going to twist, fold, and fold back. I'm going to make another one. Same thing, find my center, fold it in half, find the center there, grab a pipe cleaner, and before I make it tight, I'm going to twist the tail, tighten it up. And this one, I want the tails to go the opposite way, and I'm actually going to try to sneak it in between these tails. My ribbon is on. Now it's time to attach our flowers. We have to decide how many we want. Maybe let's see what it looks like with 3. Oh, I think it just gives it a beautiful fullness. I think it'll be nice. So first things first, let's remove the tags. And as I said in the beginning, it is so much easier to work with a little floral pick. So just grab some picks from your local craft store and you could work with those. I'm using a zip tie to bring these together, and I'm going to show you what I did. I put 2 of my little florals facing one way because you can tell I have the little buds right there, and then 1 facing the other way, and in the middle I'm just going to move all the greenery to the side because I almost want to make this big flower in the center. Now I'm going to add more of the white florals, and I'm going to zip tie it again. The white florals are going to make a big difference. Another zip tie. Can you do this with floral wire? Absolutely. It's just not going to hold as well as a zip tie. With a zip tie, it is just in place. Look at this. It's going nowhere. So after I zip tied it, tight, cut off the tail. Because we're working with Dollar Tree flowers, I took the big ones off, and I'm going to hot glue them in place because I just don't trust that they will stay in place. So a little bit of hot glue and place the buds back on the little stems. And as I said, I'm going to do that to all of them. The little flower buds just a little bit of hot glue to make sure they stay in place. And don't forget to hot glue the white little florals too. I want to make sure everything is secure. I'm so sorry, I just realized the camera wasn't on. But all I did was grab the pipe cleaner, wrapped it around the base right here where my zip ties are, and fed it through to the back and tied it in the back. Our floral is absolutely stunning, and it just works really nicely with the whole look of the cross wreath. I think it's going to be an absolutely beautiful, beautiful wreath. Now I'm going to flip it back so we can talk about the hanging loop. You can use a jute cord, you can use a wire, whatever you want. I'm just going to grab a long piece of this wire. It's the 22 gauge wire. I got this at Michael's. It's quite soft, so that's why I'm grabbing a long piece, because I'm going to fold it in half. To hang this wreath, all I'm going to do is wrap my floral wire around the bottom of this crisscross section on the 2 middle rows. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to twist. I'm going to make a big loop, as you can tell. I'm going to twist, 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 cut off the excess, and then I'm going to twist it around itself. And this part is going to get hidden in the back. You can twist it right here to kind of lock it in place. And there's my hanging loop. Since we have our loop at the bottom, it's going to be easy to cover the wreath. So you're going to cover the wreath either with some felt strip, or you can use a piece of ribbon and do it this way. But the one that's going from top to bottom, what you want to do is cover this piece, then you're going to have your hanging loop, and then cover this piece right here. I'm not going to cover the back because I actually made this wreath for myself, but you can definitely just strip right here, and a long strip right here. Now some last minute nips and tucks, and this cross wreath is ready to hang for your Easter decor. Well, what did you guys think? I think this cross wreath turned out so beautiful, and it's my favorite out of all the cross wreaths I've done. I know, Louie. It's seriously one of my favorites. I love that it's absolutely zero fray. I love the fact that it has just that floral aspect to it. I just think it turned out so pretty. So if you're not subscribed to this channel and would like to see more wreath tutorials like this, definitely don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell button for more wreath tutorials. Right now, Louie has prepared 2 videos for you right there. Go ahead and click on one of them and enjoy more wreath making fun. As for us, I think we're going to say bye, guys. Louie, you gotta look at the camera. There we go. The camera's right there. Bye, everyone. Mwah.